Roswell's tightened up the D quite a bit in the midfield. In a battle for it, no whistle. Roswell faithful, wanting one, didn't get one. So Lovington will just reset back with Nava, and he'll send a spinner down, and having to come out of the cage is Avila, and he'll come and grab it, and we've got a whistle.
And he did that because of pressure by Mendoza. Mendoza was just coming right at him. Even though the ball was headed toward Avila, Mendoza was on the hunt.
And offsides on the Wildcats.
Yeah, that transition happened really quickly, and when that happens, you know, it's not unusual at all for the offsides to happen when the ball's moving that fast.
So on the free kick, Roswell, and a whistle, and we'll have a whistle away from the ball.
Yeah, there was a push. I think it'll be just
free kick.
Yeah, free kick. Typical violation.
The Coyotes will send it down into the Lovington end. Trying to get a little pressure on the near side. Lovington takes it away with Nava. Nava battles with Bullard. Also in putting on pressure is Alva for the Coyotes. Then the Cats will send it down again. Going to try a run on the left wing this time. Coming over, looking for the angle and sending it off towards the net. And a stop there by Villa, his fourth.
Man, I couldn't tell who took that shot out there.
Let me see here. He's a long way down there.
He is a long way away.
Turn around so I can see your numbers. That's why I carry the little binoculars now.
And I think he would like to have dribbled that a little bit closer and gotten a better angle and had a little more speed on it, but he had to take the shot because of the defensive pressure he was about to get from Roswell.
And on that shot, he finally turned around. That was Gallegos, his second shot on goal. So back into the middle of the pitch, Lovington, again trying to apply some pressure. 29-20 remaining here in the first. Apparently we are back on.
Getting pretty close that time, but Garcia was able to head that out. And Lovington took the ball on the other side of the pitch.
Yes, they did. A little push there as the ball heads towards the sideline, and Roswell will send it back out. But back to Lovington, trying to split two Coyotes. That usually doesn't work real well, but Lovington fighting hard for everything they get down there.
Fighting hard for every possession, really working on stealing, nice footwork.
Trying to find a little space, and then a long bouncer that'll go wide of the cage, but Villa will come out and collect it anyway.
Getting down there just in case Mendoza, because you never know what'll happen. The ball could squirt out from the goal keep and give him an opportunity to put a shot on goal. You never know. You play it out. It's like running out a bunt or something.
That's what you're supposed to do. And Roswell coming back the other way and sending a long one down, but nobody there to collect it. So Lovington will put it back out the other way now. As the Cats will kick it back out, and then off the foot of one of the Coyotes and out near the Coyote bench. Of course, game one of a Wildcat boys doubleheader this week, Friday night. We will be right back here as the Artesia Bulldogs come to town on the football side of things. Looking forward to that one. I think the whole state's looking forward to that one that are fans of American football.
Oh, big boot. Moving that downfield. Lovington right there trying to and capturing that. They have really done a good job of ball control in this match so far. I mean, we're ticking down to 27 minutes left in this first half, and Roswell's had one shot on goal, right?
Yeah, just one
shot. One shot on goal. Lovington is up 1-0 at this point.
They've had 5 shots on goal, 4 of which have found, or rather, 1 of which has found the back of the net. And off the head of one of the Coyotes goes the wrong way. Is Villa going to have to come out?
Just boots it away.
Yeah, just try and get it out of trouble, out of harm's way. As Alva puts it into the middle of the pitch, and then Lovington will steal it away. Trying to find a little room to run is Hernandez. Hernandez battling. Gets away, and then a slide tackle, and it'll be a free kick for the Wildcats from approximately 30 yards out.
Yeah, a little slide, a little kick, a little tripping there.
So the 20-yard line, roughly, for the football field. So 30 yards out. The goals are 10 yards further back. The back of the football end zones in soccer. So it'll be a free kick for Peyton Hernandez, a set play for the Wildcats. And this is a good distance because where everybody lines up, you have to send it high. But if you can get it bending and dying a little bit at the end, can be very, very difficult. So Hernandez will come up and he will send a rocket shot in right at Villa.
Villa gets just has to leap up just a little bit, but pretty much in just a right of center in the net, easily stopped. But it's always good to take those shots.
So now 6 shots on goal for the Wildcats, being very aggressive. Villa only averaging 6.5 saves per game. He's already at 6 on this one, or rather at 5 on this match.
They're going to call that incidental contact.
Yep, we'll just have a long roller down, and Villa will trot out and get that one as it goes rolling out back by the scoreboard. Well, we've got a moment. Big thank you to all of the great sponsors. You see them on the screen there. They make it possible for us to bring you Wildcat and Lady Cat sports here on Lovington Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, KZOR Facebook page. Never have to charge you, never have to beg for donations, and it's because of those great sponsors that you can watch these matches free of charge. So Roswell controls it off the out of bounds. Bullard takes it off of the knee and tries to control under intense pressure from Gomez.
Yeah, getting double teamed right there, and Lovington able to come up with it, but gives it right back.
So over to the near side, trying to find a little soft spot in Lovington. D have not yet. So Hernandez with a big hip check into him, and it'll go out, and it'll be Roswell ball on the throw-in, just on the Lovington side of midfield. So it looks like Bullard he's going to hand it off and let one of his running mates, that's Garcia, throw it in.
Farrell Garcia. There are a couple of different Garcias on the roster.
So they'll throw it in, and Lovington will head it back out towards midfield. Roswell comes splitting through traffic, bounces onto the far side. Sigala tracks it down in front of the Lovington bench, and he'll leave it off for the throw-in. Hernandez will come over to throw it in. Clock continues to move. 23:45 remaining, plus stoppage time in the first. Lovington with a 1-0 lead. Wildcats in the blue kit with white letters and numbers. Roswell in their white kit with black letters and numbers and red accents. As they continue to battle in midfield, good hustle by Hernandez to come over and basically pick the pocket of Julio Vasquez, who's one of the big guns for the Coyotes, and another potential runner. Villa comes out and will take it. No shot on goal, but Lovington continues to apply the pressure. He'll throw it back out to Bullard. Bullard gets taken off of the ball by Gomez.
Nice steal.
And then
right back.
And just a little bit out of Gomez's reach, but he'll come over and he'll body on Garcia. Then a roller into Never Never Land, and it'll wind up on the foot of the Wildcats. They continue trying to get the runners, get the gunners, the runners, the wings in play. And then a long roller, and that will get Alexander out of the cage to collect that one in the goalie box. And he will send a long one back down the pitch.
He may be a goalkeeper, but he's got a good leg.
And when we saw him here against the Cavemen, he came in first time in a couple of games and played a little defense late in that 4-1 win. And we will have a free kick for the Wildcats from 40 yards out from goal, right at the 30. Is that going to be Hernandez again?
I believe so. In just about the same place.
And so he'll come over, and a bouncer off the head,
and almost off of Mendoza. Took a little funny bounce, and Villa had to move a little and save that one. So
he does have 6 saves now in the match. 1-0 Cats in the lead from here at Wildcat Stadium. Villa will send it all the way back down. Lovington going to look for a little room. Roswell does a nice job cutting that one off.
Roswell picking up the pace a little bit here, and they're starting to be a little bit more aggressive.
And on the bouncer as a collision between the keeper and Mendoza. The keeper will put the hands on it and keep the hands on it.
I think they're going to say that was just incidental.
Yeah,
no violation.
The keeper is, when he gets out of that box, he's fair game.
He is. And that's why he was hustling and trying to get the ball, shield that ball, and then get rid of it.
There was a rebound, but no other Cats had gotten down, so not able to capitalize on it. And a long sweep down, trying to find a breaking Gonzalez into the near side and out.
And he's just going to boot it away, get it out of, that's Nava who booted it out, so it'll be Roswell ball.
So
throw in.
They'll have the throw in the Lovington end.
On the near side. As everybody gets back into place and gets ready here.
Trying to set things up as Bullard was like, do you want me to throw this? And nope, they'll hand it off to Raul Gonzalez.
And Gonzalez says 0.3 goals per match.
So the senior defenseman and sometimes striker for the Coyotes. Lovington just going to keep trying to live in midfield, but Roswell will get to it, trying to find a soft spot, and Lovington will get it right back. As going down is Hernandez. And I think they will say free kick, but we've got a Coyote down as well. So a couple of guys going down. One thing I like about high school is we do not have soccer flops. When they're down, they're legitimately down. We hope that young man's all right, as they will stop the clock at 19:50 remaining in the first half. Wildcats in the lead by a score of 1-0. I'm TJ Miracle. She's Dawn Morgan. Abigail Schau shadowing and running the camera this evening. And keeping an eye and an ear on things back at One Radio Square tonight, Tiff Stuber.
So we finally have a person, Roswell trainer or someone from the team coming out.
And they are checking his shoulder. A collision, maybe he went down hard and maybe a little bit funny there.
Soccer's
he's okay. It's a rough sport.
It is. You think it's just running around and kicking the ball, but it's really super it's super physical.
Yes, it is. And you're not wearing pads and
right. Yeah,
except for your ankle pads.
Yeah, you've got minimal, shielding against your body, and you take all kinds of hits. I mean, the impact of the ball itself, when maybe you're hitting it with your chest or with your head, and all of the contact with the feet and legs, fighting for balls, dribbling.
And that's Bullard, but he's up and off under his own power. Holding that one arm a little bit gingerly, so I'm thinking maybe he went down on it in a collision.
Of course, conditioning is just key in soccer. You've got to be in such excellent shape. And, of course, subbing in and out, but these players tend to spend long periods of time out on the pitch.
Makes me tired just watching them. But we did have a minor infraction, and I do believe it will be Lovington who gets the free kick, and it will, as the two teams come back out on the pitch. So let's see who is going to set it down and kick it back. Looks like that'll be maybe Perez or Hernandez. Going to direct traffic there as sending it down. That will be Perez as he'll send it down. As a little jump kick and out of the end zone, out of the back, and so give it back to Roswell. They'll have a free kick from the goalie line. Goalie box line, I should say. As Villa back out. Lovington to the near side. Going to have to reset it back with Gomez. Gomez coming to Gallegos. Back to Gomez, trying to find a little room in the middle. Roswell just going to sweep it away. Lovington only attacking with 6, but managing to get pressure that way. And leading 1-0 with 18:51 remaining here in the first. He's working on Alva. He'll send it into the middle, trying to find some room to work down there. Not able to, as Lovington will start the ball back up the other way. Salcido in the game. Took that one back up and then out in the Lovington bench. Throw in for Roswell.
Lovington protection in the midfield and backfield been excellent today. As I think only 2 shots on goal officially. For is it 2 or 3?
Just one.
Just one? No. Okay.
Yeah, I've just got 1 shot on goal. Of course, there may have been one while I was working with the tag.
I think there was another one. Hayden had to come out of the box and got it. It was a weak shot, but it was a shot.
Okay, so I'll mark that down. There's Lovington on the march. Roswell trying to keep them bottled up. Lovington leading this one 1-0, 17:45 remaining, plus stoppage time here in the first. Back to Villa, who will slowly roll it over to the near side. Roswell has not been able to get any sustained pressure through more than a half of this one, and that will be a penalty as Gallegos comes over and upends a Coyote.
Yep, tripped as he was. They were fighting for contact, fighting for control of that ball.
So Sepulveda on the free kick.
But it's a long one.
Yes, it is. Roswell going to scatter him out and try and set something up. As Sepulveda thinks better and just will send it into Gonzalez. And then back as Lovington's forwards. If this was hockey, that would be a back check, and they do extremely well at it.
Roswell content to just try to kick it and try to get position.
Yeah, not getting a whole lot of room and pressure. Lovington has done a nice job basically living in Roswell's end of the field, and that one will go out off of a Coyote. So the throw in for Gallegos, as he'll leave it off, and Josue Gomez, the freshman midfielder, will throw it in. As he steps back, surveys where his teammates are, goes into the right wing and off the head, rolls over and taken by Villa. By Villa,
right.
Sorry. I don't know why I keep trying to put an A on that.
The ever-present Mendoza coming up, looking for a stray ball maybe to try to get a shot on. Doesn't make it that time. Doesn't get one that time.
Didn't get into the inner goalie box, so does not count as a shot.
Nope. But he was in position, and that's the important thing. Being in the right place at the right time, and that way when you get your opportunity, you can take it and maybe make something out of it.
Yes, you can, as a collision on a jump, and it'll be a free kick for Lovington on the minor infraction. The Coyotes not thinking too much of that. And we're going to say, are we going to walk here? Nope, they're going to set the ball down just on the Lovington side of midfield for the free kick. Cat's going to try and get a set play. Is set to boot it out is Ian Perez, the sophomore defenseman.
Ticking down toward 15 minutes left in this first period.
And high up in the air off of the knees of one of the Coyotes and out. So Lovington to throw it in. Lovington leading 1-0. On basically an own goal that's credited to Israel Barunda, 2:56 of the first. Lovington with 7 shots on goal, one of which found the back of the net. And then on the throw-in, goes off of one of the Wildcats and out, so turnover. Cats again trying to get back to 500 on the season before they start district next week.
Yep, they will be at Artesia.
As Roswell now going to try and get a little run going. Feeding it into the middle with Vasquez. Vasquez runs into a blue wall and finding over, and that one will be wide of the cage. No shot. But Roswell just trying to send something that way and hope to get something going. Lovington's defense has done a nice job cutting off shooting lanes and making it hard for the Coyotes to really find anything, especially in the middle of the pitch. As that one sent back down. Continues just to Battle on the far side and out. Off of Roswell. Throw in for the Cats.
So Lovington, has a breathing room with one goal, but they'd like to add to that.
And we will have a tackle over there as Preciado gets bowled over. Maybe Coach Lynn needs to check that kid out for their football team. Pretty good hit from behind there. And it will be a free kick, I think, for the Wildcats. Yes, it will. Preciado sends it on towards the cage, off of the head and just wide as Gallegos just got bumped as he was going up, or that one might go into the corner of the cage.
Right. Yeah, I thought so too. And I didn't see who bumped him. I thought it was whoever was bodied up on him pretty well.
Garcia.
Was it Garcia? It was
either Garcia or Castellanos.
Or Alva, Josue Alva. I'm not sure.
But it will go over to the Coyotes. 12:28 plus stoppage time remaining in the first. Villa will send it back out into the midfield. As the Cats bring in the pressure and a long shot, attempted shot. It'll go through the uprights and good, but you don't get 3 points in soccer for that.
You should get something for style, though, I think. That's
not sure how you would quantify that. But
caught a lot of air on that and goes all the way back and over across the track.
It might be interesting. Do a little combination with rugby and soccer and Australian rules football. And if it does go through the uprights, maybe you get, an extra 2 or something. Or a half point. I don't know.
A for effort. That's all you get.
That's all you get. As Roswell back down and just trying to swat it away, and Nava swats it out to safety on the near side. As we continue to click down, that's the thing about soccer. The clock never stops. You will have some stoppage time, though.
Yep, we're closing in on 11 minutes left in this first period.
Gonzalez will toss it in and then out off of a Wildcat. Going to say out off Gomez. So to toss in again will be Gonzalez. From the 25-yard line, the 35-yard mark on the pitch.
Raul Gonzalez is averaging 0.3 goals per match.
As we will have a sub in the game as having to check out is Josue Alva. The senior checks out. And the official, I think, told him he needed to, so maybe a little blood there from going down to the turf a couple times. So they'll check him out. I'm sure he's all right. Does have a little hitch in the giddy-up, as they say. And we will have an illegal throw-in.
So back to Lovington.
Turnover for Roswell. Gives it back to the Cats. Moving through into the middle, trying to find some room to work was Borunda. And then a slow roller. And Villa will just take off the foot and out. Gomez continues to work in the middle. As Gonzalez over to the far sideline. Under 10 to play in the first half. Bouncer down the field. Lovington's got the numbers.
Saved, of course, out by Hayden Alexander. Comes way out over to the right.
Yeah, comes out and collects it. And then sends it back away. As the crowd hollering, "Go Blue." Hernandez on the far sideline trying to take it up the wing. Centering pass into the middle.
Oh,
It'll
nice.
be controlled. This could be trouble, and a bump from behind. Nice job there as Nava got through it. Roswell's defender got on him and bumped him before he could take a shot at it.
Good defense by Roswell there.
Yes, it was.
But Lovington's not giving up as they continue to send the ball back toward the net. Whistle sounds.
Whistle sounds. Minor infraction on Roswell. So
That's
free kick for the Cats.
It's one thing that Lovington does pretty well, because when you look at their stats, they have an awful lot of assists. So they really play teamwork. When you look and you see that Dylan Gallegos has so many goals and points, but this comes off of a lot of good assists. And Mendoza has
set play, free kick, and a bouncer in, and a long shot on goal for Herrera. He was trying to get a header off there, I think off of Mendoza.
Yeah, and Mendoza has 9 goals on the season, but he's leading the team in assists with a 0.8 per match.
Into Never Never Land, where Bullard will take it back in the middle of the pitch, under pressure, passes it off to Garcia. Then Garcia to the far side, trying to get it back in the middle, and Lovington will just try and keep it back out in the midfield. Now Roswell on the run. Lovington just going to have to take it out in the corner, and this should be a corner kick, I'm thinking, for the Coyotes.
This is really going to be the closest opportunity that Roswell has had to score.
Yeah, still just 2 shots in the match.
Yeah, the closest kick that they've had. And when we're talking about assists for Lovington, Matthew Contreras actually is leading the team. He's got 7 assists and a slightly higher average on that. So they're good at passing, playing teamwork, and whoever can.
And it will just be a throw-in for the Coyotes, but deep inside the Wildcat end. Lovington puts 5 back in the outer box. And a turnaround, and that one just skitters wide, and had Alexander a little bit off on that one, as he was thinking that one was going to come to the far side of the goal. That would be to his left, and it went wide to the right. They've got him moving the wrong way, so the Cats dodge a bullet right there.
Maybe a little misdirection out there.
Might have been. As the teams will retreat back down the pitch. And sending it away into the midfield. 6.5 remaining here in the first. Lovington up 1-0. And a tackle in the midfield. It was clean, no call. And send a bouncing ball over to the near side. Lovington going to try and run and take it over.
Yes.
And not able to get to it before it goes out. Gallegos looked like he might get to it.
I thought he was going to corral that and be able to keep it in bounds, but nope.
And if he could have, he had Mendoza streaking up the center. He could have either taken a bad angle shot or tried the centering pass.
Mm-hmm.
But Roswell will dodge a bit of a bullet there, and the Coyotes will have the throw in now. From deep in their own end. Lovington looks like they're going to bring the extra attacker. That one headed into the middle of the field. Battle for it in the middle with Mendoza. Mendoza trying to get it back to Gonzalez. And it'll skip out on the near side. Lovington throw in.
Pace picking up a little bit as both teams definitely, are feeling the pressure of the clock with just about 5.5 minutes left.
Michael Nava throws it into the middle of the pitch and over the head of a leaping Coyote, but onto the foot of Hernandez. Turns around and then blocked away by Garcia.
A lot more urgency here.
Yes, there is.
The final few minutes before the end of the first period.
And out off of a Wildcat, so throw it on the far side for the Coyotes. 5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining here in the first. And on the throw-in, yep, we will have a minor bump on the Cats. Free kick for the Coyotes. One to nothing is our score. Lovington scoring very early in this one, just 2:56 gone.
As Israel Borunda was credited with that.
Yes, he was. So sending the long kick in and off of a Wildcat head and out. Notice they have moved in some of the temporary bleachers for Friday night. I have a feeling this place is going to be packed to the rafters on Friday.
Yeah, football, big battle of
1 versus 2.
Yeah. Lovington, Artesia, and Artesia is going to travel really well. I think they're going to need about 2 or 3 more sets of smaller stands over there. We'll see.
Make them stand. thinking about soccer here this evening as Roswell trying to get some pressure here late in the first.
But
and it'll be Lovington ball.
The Lovington soccer team actually will be meeting Artesia in their first district match next week, and they will be at Artesia for that.
Yeah, sent down the pitch, bouncing ball. One of Roswell's defenders will just send it right back onto the Lovington side of the middle. There's a battle with Hernandez and Gonzalez on the far side and out. Throw in for the Coyotes. Hernandez comes up and gets it. Battles on the far side and then out as Hernandez goes down hard. Sets up, he'll be all right. 3 minutes remaining plus stoppage time in the first. Lovington with the 1-0 lead. Coming on Barunda's goal at 2:56 of the first. In the first 5 minutes of the game, Lovington got off 6 shots. Since then, just 2 more. But right now, Roswell High with just 2 shots on goal. Hernandez sends that one towards the net. Bouncer over to the far side. Villa will come out, collect it, and then send it back away towards the middle of the pitch.
Oh.
And just kind of off the heel.
Right. Took a Lovington bounce there.
But Roswell gets it back, going up the far right sideline, centering pass. And, yep, that'll be a penalty kick. And obvious penalty, and that one's going to be close in. You hope that young man is all right down there, but a penalty on Lovington. We might see a yellow card for that one. The young man's up. He's all right. And very close. And a penalty kick coming for the Coyotes. Are they going to give him the penalty kick? Or are they going to give him a free kick? Or,
we'll see.
It's not going to be a shootout kick, doesn't look like. Yes, it is.
Ooh.
So they're going to say that he had it. And so it is a one-on-one matchup. Roswell trying to take advantage of the Wildcat penalty, and they do, and they will knot this one up at 1 apiece late in the first. As off the PK. Turn around, young man, so I can catch your number. And they don't have numbers on the back of their jerseys, but it happens right at the
front
at the 19-minute mark. So Lovington going to try and get it back as we click towards extra time. And that was Garcia who gets it. And ties this one up at 1 apiece. And Lovington going to have to try and get that one back. Clean bump at midfield by Hernandez. He'll send one down. Was trying to get a streaking Gallegos down the left wing. Headed away by one of the Coyotes. Hernandez tangles on the far side. The couple of Roswell defenders, and then they will bring it back. Probably about 45 seconds or so remaining in regulation plus stoppage time.
Bad penalty for Lovington.
Yes,
coming
it was.
right there at the end of that first half.
And a long kick, and that one will go out. I'm going to say we probably are into stoppage time now.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Probably don't have a lot. I'd say about maybe a couple minutes.
So into extra time here in the first.
Minute and a half, couple minutes maybe.
All knotted up at 1 apiece. The Lovington goal, Israel Barunda, 2:56, barely underway in this one. And then Farrell Garcia on a PK knotted this one up. So into stoppage time, the Cats trying to get it in deep, trying to recollect their thoughts as that one out. Should be Lovington throw in. So they're going to say it'll be Roswell High throw in.
The thing about the PKs is that in just in just a second and a half, it can undo a lot of effort and work that it took to get a goal.
As the whistle sounds on the first half, we are tied at 1 apiece here at Wildcat Stadium, Brian Urlacher Field. Lovington getting the first tally on the board. Israel Barunda, 2:56 of the first, and put Lovington up for much of that first half, 1-0. But then on a PK, Farrell Garcia bangs it past Hayden Alexander to knot this one up at 1 apiece. In that first half of play, Villa faced 8 shots and stopped 7 of them. Alexander faced 3 and stopped 2. So we will take a timeout, come back with the second half. Wildcat Soccer continues here on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, HobbsAmerica.com, and the Z94 KZOR Facebook page. And welcome back to Lovington Wildcat Soccer here on HobbsAmerica.com and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Dawn Morgan, Abigail Schaus running the camera and shadowing this evening. Great to have you back as we prepare for the start of the second half of this one. And our match here tonight, final tune-up pre-district for the Wildcats, tied at 1 apiece. And Dawn, the Cats came out attacking and on fire, but then just kind of seemed to pull back, while Roswell never got just a whole lot more aggressive either, but took advantage of a bad penalty in a PK that ensued late in the first half, tied this one up.
Yeah, 1-1. So here we are back at square one, you might say, starting the second half of this match. And again, I think we'll see what Lovington did in the first half. I think they come out aggressively. I think they come out with a lot of pace and energy like they did, and looking to try to break the tie and to get that goal back that they lost to that penalty. Bad penalty coming at the end of that half. And both teams had started to pick up the pace, though, as we notched down toward the end of that first half. So they were both picking up the pace, a little more aggressive on both sides, and a little too physical there at the very end of that. And so we are tied 1-1, and Lovington, I think, is going to look toward breaking that as soon as they can and coming out here again in the second half, trying to take control and dominate possession again. They did a pretty good job of that during that first half against Roswell, and we'll see what they can do and how Roswell maybe makes some adjustments.
Well, and they did make some adjustments in that first half. Early, the first, 5 minutes or so of that first half, Lovington was able to get wings down almost with impunity, and Roswell started fanning out. They kept an extra defender back for much of that latter part of the first half, and Lovington, they kind of took the wings away from them. That's what Lovington wants to do, get it on the wings and then either take the shot on the angle or see if they've got somebody running up the middle to take the centering shot off a centering pass, and Roswell took that away from them. So we'll flip ends of the pitch as Lovington now will be attacking the north goal while Roswell High will attack the south, and all tied up at 1 apiece. The Cats already out and ready to go, while the Coyotes just now trotting out to their positions. And noticed Roswell's coach, Coach Biggs, took them over behind the south end zone for their halftime speech and refreshment, while Lovington usually just stays in their bench area. Most teams do just stay in the bench area, but Roswell decided to do things a little bit different.
Well, it'll be interesting.
I mean, it's legal. Don't get me wrong.
Sure. And maybe they wanted to have, some words, more private area to be able to do that, and maybe also get down into some fresh air down there. It's been a hot day, and we haven't had just a whole lot of wind.
No, the flags are not moving at all on the pole in the north end zone.
So maybe they were down there to catch a little air.
Maybe.
And cool down.
Is a bit warmish. So Roswell controls, and into the middle of the pitch, Lovington tries to take it away. He's one of the Wildcat defenders. Losing it. It'll come back, and Lovington will just take it away on the backside. Back into is Perez. But he'll lose it. And the two teams just kind of battling in the midfield and then out off of the boot of Vasquez. So throw in for Lovington near side. Just underway here in the second half. 1-1 our score. Cats struck first, and then Roswell tied it up. And over the attempted header, back to the Coyotes, sweeping it out. Now they're going to try and get a run up the right wing, and Alexander comes out of the cage far to the right, and we'll corral it, just keep it out of harm's way, and then send it back down into the Coyote end of the field. Onto the near side and out. Scooped up by Valdovinos. New name there. He may have been in the first half. I just didn't catch him across the pitch.
Mendoza with a really good run there, trying to get that ball away and try to get a kick on goal. Didn't work. Good attempt.
And into the Roswell bench. And it will be Lovington throw in. And over the heads of everybody and then out. Lovington keeps possession, though.
Actually, pretty nice way of moving it downfield and still keeping possession of it when you got a long ways to go.
Trying to work it into the middle of the field. The Wildcats working. Big battle, middle of the field, middle of the pitch. Lovington bringing it to the near side where Roswell will take over, take control as they'll try and move it down on a long roller down. As going back is Perez, but he loses it. It'll be a one-on-one, and that'll mean Alexander has to come out and swoop it away. No shot. That one was on the run.
Yeah, nice defensive maneuver and kick by Hayden.
Yes, it was.
But if you got to have great aim, because if you miss that, then your attacker is right there in front of your own goal.
Roswell putting on more pressure than we've seen the entire match here in the early going. 3 minutes gone. Centering pass and a whistle and a minor infraction, but it'll be a free kick for the Wildcats as they will kick it out of harm's way. As Roswell has picked up the intensity, something tells me Coach Biggs may have had something to do with that in whatever he told him at the half. Can Lovington match it? And the ball goes squirting back to Villa, and he'll send it on to the near side.
Oh, nice work. It's coming up on it right there. Really good work.
Hernandez now into the middle. Mendoza looking for some room. Gets it taken away from him. Roswell just bounces it out. Gallegos dribbles, looks, and then gets upended at the 10-yard line.
Gonna have a penalty there.
Yes, we are. Penalty kick. Will it be a free kick or a PK? That's the question. I think it's far enough out. It'll just be a free kick.
Yeah, but still not a bad angle and fairly close in.
So now a set play from the 20-yard mark. 10 yards on the football pitch, football field, and then an extra 10 for the end zone. That's 20. So it'll be Gallegos trying to send it in, send it over. Actually, it'll be
too high.
It'll be too high and up and over. And actually, it was Gomez who took that kick. And he got it through the uprights, too. That's the second time we've kicked it through the uprights. Hey, put 6 on the board. 3 for both of them.
That's the challenge with those coming at that angle. When you've got defenders who can reach up and block it, you want to keep it high enough out of their hands, but not so high that it goes over the goal cage. And unfortunately, that one did go over.
And now Gallegos on the run. A bouncer as he and Villa will collide. Villa winds up with the ball in his hands and will send it back away.
Villa, of course, as you mentioned at halftime, had faced 8 and stopped 7, seeing a lot of activity, and that's been the case for Roswell. They take a lot of they defend a lot of shots on goal.
Yes, they have been. And on the throw in for Lovington, trying to get the run to Hernandez and just having to boot it out of harm's way is Castellanos.
It's Villa averaging 6.5 saves per match.
He's already over his average in this one as the long throw in. Bouncer off the header towards the middle and then sent back out towards the midfield. Roswell going to try and take it and get a little more pressure on themselves. It's moving it into the midfield. Lovington's defenders dropping back. Weaving through traffic, looking for some room. Lovington's defenders take it away, but right into the middle of the pitch. And a left-footed shot will be blocked by the Wildcat D. And now they're just going to have to send it away up to one of the attackers on the right flank. Coming in on the right wing. A little bump as Lovington will wait, trying to get it over to Gallegos, headed out of the way. And back to Mendoza. Mendoza takes it off the knee, but onto the foot of one of the Coyotes, who will send it back to midfield. In the bouncer to the near side, trying to save it in. Gallegos will. He gets bumped from behind by Aladinos. Gallegos looking for some running room. Goes to the right side. Looks in. The little bounce. Puts it in and just wide of the net. Gallegos had a little bit of room and tossed it in. And it goes just wide of the net.
Yep, just off the left side. In fact, I thought it was going to hit the upright. I thought it was going to hit hit the side of it.
One of the crossbar, one of the support bars
right.
there.
One of the rails.
Off the post.
Yep.
Does act as an extra goalkeeper in soccer or hockey.
That's true.
Or I suppose water polo, too, but I haven't watched enough to really know.
Field hockey.
In field hockey, yes. So now it'll be Roswell trying to return the favor back the other way. Lovington's defense collapses in, but a tackle right inside the goal box, and Roswell should have another penalty kick, I've got to think, right there. Yep. It will be a PK for the Coyotes. They cashed in on their first. They're going to try and do it once again.
Yeah, this hurts.
Yes, it does. It'll be up to Alexander in the cage to try and stop this one.
And, you know.
And the PK will be taken by Martin Sanchez.
On penalty kicks, you just really have to guess correctly. As a goalkeeper, you just have to guess where the ball's going to come toward you.
He will
so
put
hard.
A soft one in at the 7:23 mark.
Yep. You just watch all your visual cues about where you think your kicker is going to aim the ball, and then you get lucky or you don't. You know, you use all your skill to stretch out and stop one that's close, and so much of the time that's why PKs go in.
And Roswell has taken a 2-1 lead. Both of their goals coming via the penalty kick. This one at 7:23 off the boot of Martin Sanchez.
And Martin has 4 goals, now 5 goals this season, averaging .3 per match.
And a turnover off the kickoff. Lovington gets it right back, though. Now they're going to have to pick things up. Hernandez sends it off the back of one of his cohorts, and then he'll run up in a collision, and he'll get a free kick from about the 50-yard mark. Is
right.
Contreras going to come out to do the free kick? It's the first time we've seen Matthew in this one.
Right. And Contreras is actually one of the big guns for one of the key pieces and players in the Lovington team.
Averaging over an assist per game.
Right. 7 assists so far this season.
So Contreras will send it up and over and then off of the head, and a whistle sounds, and I think we're going to have a penalty and maybe a PK now. Yes, we will. So Lovington with an opportunity for a penalty kick off of the free kick.
And an opportunity to tie it back up here as they trail.
Gallegos has to be helped up.
And we are now just ticking toward 31 minutes left in regulation time in this one, plus stoppage time, of course.
So let's see who's going to take that PK. I thought it was going to be Gallegos, but the ref talking to Villa. And taking the PK will be Peyton Hernandez. So Hernandez, who did have a shot on goal in the first half, tries to knock this one up at 2 on the penalty kick. So Hernandez one-on-one with Villa. The kick, and that one will go in off the hands of Villa.
Villa is so aggravated with himself. He got a hand on it and had it almost stopped, and it rolled out of his fingertips and toward the back of the net and into the net.
So Peyton Hernandez evens it up at the 8:19 mark of the second half, and we are back where we started, all tied up now at 2 apiece. 31:41 remaining, plus stoppage time in regulation. It is worth noting both of Roswell's last 2 games have gone to OT, 2 overtimes to be exact. So they've played 4 overtimes in the last 2 matches. So now let's see if the momentum goes back the way of the blue and white. As Lovington takes it over. Roswell gets it right back, taking it to the left side. Bouncer onto the left sideline. Trying to get a streaking man down the field. Contreras back. Boots it off. Hernandez will come over and get it, and he will just swat it away. And a throw in for Roswell. As they have not restarted the clock yet. It is still at 31:41.
Yeah, and I think we've had almost a minute.
I think we have, yeah.
Of play since then, so. Yeah, they stopped it for the penalty kick, and
yes,
they've never restarted
it. I hope the officials are keeping up with it. So it'll be Roswell. They control it. Hernandez takes it away, sends it in the middle of the field, past and out of the reach of Gallegos. Now back as a Lovington defender will get to it. That's Hernandez to Gallegos. Gallegos sending a long bouncer down. Villa going to come out, back up, and collect that one before a cat can get to it. That was Pineda that seeing his first action that ran down, getting free up the middle. And the battle on the far side goes out. Lovington throw in.
Now, a lot of
another out and back to Roswell.
Stan's getting a lot more vocal now, so we're down about 30 minutes plus stoppage time left in this one. So
they did restart it, so maybe they were just waiting on what they expect to be stoppage time, and when the whistle blows, it blows.
Maybe.
But probably if they don't, about 3 minutes added to this game. And down on the far side once again, Roswell ball, all knotted up at 2. We'll go with 30 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. We'll just go with that remaining time in this one.
So 2-all, second period. Lots of twos.
And the throw in for the Coyotes. On the Lovington side of midfield, then a bouncer back into the Coyote side of midfield. Lovington trying to put a little pressure on. As Hernandez will take it, bump it, knee it. Puts the centering pass over, Roswell to it, and just swatting that one away.
Yeah, he was
Vasquez.
And he was trying to find Gallegos. I think that was the object, try to pass it to him.
Over to get it, Ian Perez. He'll bounce it over to Hernandez, who should do the throw-in, I'm thinking. So Hernandez will toss it in, and that one will be headed away. Gallegos settles it down, but then flashing through is the other number 10. That's Martin Sanchez, who momentarily gave Roswell the lead. Less than a minute later, Lovington knotted it up. But now Lovington with an opportunity deep inside Coyote territory. And the throw in by Matthew Contreras. Lovington going to set up. Contreras throws it towards the middle, and Roswell will head it back out to midfield, where Hernandez will get to it, but then Roswell will come over and take it away from him. Lovington couldn't get it settled down. Let Hernandez a good play to stop a potential break, give Lovington time to come back on defense, and leading Bullard just a little too far with the pass back to the Cats. Is the sun fully down now? Nice evening here in Lovington, New Mexico. High school soccer, 4A, 5A battle. Lee County versus Chavez County.
Last tune-up for Lovington before they start district.
And out.
And a chance to try to knock off a 5A team as they did against Carlsbad just a couple of weeks ago. Roswell has a little more time before they start district. Roswell will be at Hobbs to start district on October 1st.
So still a week or so away on that, as that one will be out. And bounces over. Lovington throw in. 27 minutes and stoppage time remaining.
Smelling some good smells up here. It's firewood. I don't know if
I think it's maybe the wood-fired pizza.
Ah, okay.
I noticed
there you
the
go.
food
One
truck.
of the food truck.
Yeah, I noticed them in the parking lot as we got here.
Probably true.
So into the middle with Gallegos. Tries to send it over to the far side. Pineda gets body off of it by one of the Coyotes. Roswell will send it back down into the midfield. Working through traffic. Gonzalez. Pardon me, that's Gomez, and then a long one, and that one's through the uprights and good. We should have 9 points on the board now, plus the 2. It should be 11-2. We've kicked 3 field goals.
Yeah, a lot of air balls.
Yeah, it has been, yeah. I know, wrong football.
Still, good attacks. You want to take shots toward the net anytime you can get them. It's you don't want to waste them, but any decent attempt to try to get one in the net.
And a long down and a touch and a trying to get the angled shot on it, not able to. Good hustle coming back down the pitch for the Wildcats and out. And it'll be a corner kick, though, for the Coyotes from the southeast corner of the field.
Gosh, we haven't even set what is this? We've had maybe what have we had one other? Is this the first? This is the first corner kick. It is, isn't it?
Yes, it is. As Valdivinos will send it in, as Roswell going to get the sets going. He'll send it on towards net onto the far side, and then off of the foot of one of the Coyotes, not able to settle it down and send it towards the net and out. And Lovington will dodge one and get it back. 26 minutes remaining in regulation, all tied at 2.
Got a good match going here with Lovington scoring very early on in it, and it has been quite the battle. I thought when they scored that early that they might really continue, and this might be a higher scoring match than it has turned out to be, but it's been a pretty good battle both ways with two of the scores coming on penalty kicks.
And a bad throw-in and almost disaster as Lovington just miscommunicating and left it right in the middle of the pitch and wide open for Valdivinos to take a shot at it. He kicks it through the uprights.
Yeah, luckily it stayed high off the mark.
So Lovington
dodging a bullet there.
Dodging a very large bullet there.
A high one.
So into Hernandez. And out. Throw in for the Coyotes. That'll be Gonzalez. But then Lovington and Hernandez will come over and take it away.
It's a
Bouncer.
Good time to try to organize a little offensive attack by Lovington.
To Gallegos. The turf monster slips him down, or he might have a run at it. Go all the way across the pitch. Lovington will try and get it back. Now to Mendoza. Then to one of his running mates, trying to get it into the middle, and a centering pass, and that one will come wide and out.
As Lovington was spread all over the field, such a shame they didn't have anybody left to put over there on the left to try to get that, and instead of treating that as a just a ricochet out of, but as a passing opportunity to send it back toward goal or into it.
So it'll be a throw in for Roswell from the near side.
Too many moving parts and pieces there to organize that for another attack.
As the ball comes bouncing down into the Lovington side of things and then out, throw in for the Wildcats. There's a battle for it is Garcia, who has one of the goals.
Nice backwards kick away.
By Contreras.
Yeah. Bicycle shot.
Is it truly a bicycle, though?
Not really.
If you don't go completely over your head like Pele.
No, just kind of it's just a half. We'll call it a half
bicycle.
A half sickle, yeah.
Is that like a sugar-free popsicle, a half sickle?
Can you tell we're hungry? I think it's
been
all
a long
about
time since lunch.
the pizzas and the popsicles here. And a battle for it, and Roswell's going to come up with it on the far side, but Lovington, it's going to go out of bounds.
And it'll be a throw-in for the Wildcats from the far side. In getting closer to the attacking zone of the Coyotes.
Once again, picking up the pace a little bit here. We're seeing
trying to center it and off of the back of one of the Wildcats.
Lovington trying to organize some offensive attacks here and take some more shots, break the tie.
Yeah, Lovington with his 10 shots on goal. 2 of them have found the back of the net. Roswell high with 4 shots, and 2 of them have gone in.
And
that'll be a long one down as over the head of Gallegos. He was under pressure. Not much he could do with it, but he'll try and settle it down and restart. He'll turn around. He'll run in and get bodied off by Garcia, who will take it back and send it back to the midfield. Well, it'll be stopped by Gomez. Gomez will send one wide of the cage and back onto the foot of the Coyotes on the kick.
Don't know if he was just trying to kick it away or hoping that somebody downfield would be able to take that.
And a whistle,
like a pass.
We've got a minor infraction. So it'll be a turnover back to Lovington. No yellow card, I don't think.
Yep.
Oh, yep, the yellow card comes out. So it'll be yellow card to Preciado and then another whistle.
And Preciado has 2 goals this season for Lovington.
So now Villa will kick it away. As Lovington will body it off. And another whistle as things getting a bit chippy around here. Free kick for the Coyotes and a long one down. A sprint down. The Cats get there, but then the Coyotes will take it away, but then the Cats will take it right back. Trying to take it out of harm's way to Preciado. Then the bounce into the middle. Pressure on. Lovington will take it back. Roswell going to bring up an extra defender and manage to body off the Wildcats. Fight for it over on the far sideline and out. Should be a throw-in for the Coyotes. 20 minutes remaining plus stoppage time in regulation, all tied at 2. I'm TJ Miracle. She's Dawn Morgan. Abigail Schaus running the camera and shadowing tonight. Long one down towards the Lovington net, but headed away by the Cats. Now going to try and get a runner going up the left wing. Fighting through it. Nifty little move as it comes through. Gallegos has to move it towards the middle, and then going to be off of the heel going down. It'll be Salcido chasing it into the far right corner and out. It'll be Lovington ball, a throw in deep inside Roswell territory.
Yep, it'll be from the opposite side of the field over. Still a nice opportunity for Lovington to organize something here. As we tick down, we're under 20 minutes left on the clock in regulation. There will be some stoppage time, more than likely.
As rough as that was, this one has gotten at points. Three of the
Very
4
physical.
goals coming off PKs.
Right.
We might see another one at some point. And on the throw-in, rolls back out and out. So a throw-in for Lovington.
Roswell just doing anything they can just to keep it out, keep Lovington from getting too close into goal and interrupt their offensive rhythm.
Sending it off into space, and Lovington will corral it now to Gallegos. Taking it on the left wing, nifty move, throws it in, and that one is blocked. No shot because one of the defenders blocked it, and then it is kicked out. I don't know exactly how Medrano got the hand on that one. I think that was Medrano, but he did. So it never got through to Villa.
Yeah, but Gallegos certainly intended, and it was looking very good for a good shot on goal there.
I say got a hand on it. I actually got a chest on it.
Yeah.
If you do that in soccer and you're not the goalie, it's a penalty. And we will have a whistle. And free kick for the Wildcats as Gallegos will send it down. This one almost like a corner kick.
Actually, I think it's a better angle for it.
I think it is too. So Gallegos will send it towards the net. It's a high one, and that one is off the crossbar.
As reaching up for it, Villa was able to get up there and tip it as well. I think he was afraid that it might come down, and with Lovington there, somebody might put a header into the net, so he actually tipped it away as well.
Yes, he did. So that'll be the 3rd shot on goal tonight for Dylan Gallegos. Hasn't managed to get one in, but keeps trying. So now another throw in from the other side, and that one off of the head of one of the Coyotes, but goes back on the deflection into the foot of the Wildcats, but then the Coyotes will get it right back and bounce it back to the midfield. Lovington just going to wait for that one to roll out. 17 and a half minutes plus stoppage time remaining in a 2-2 matchup here tonight on the blue turf. Subs coming in for Roswell. They want to get some fresher legs out there as both teams have picked things up considerably here in about the last 5-6 minutes of clock time.
Yep.
And stays Lovington as Garcia will just body it back out.
Both teams finding a new sense of urgency here as both teams want to break the tie before into regulation. Well, I tell you what, you leave it up to overtime. You take it out of your own hands to a certain degree.
So on the throw-in, still working the midfield. Roswell controls it. And Lovington just booted right back out, deeper into Roswell territory, taking it back. On the far side is Preciado. And then out, so the throw in for the Wildcats. Toss it, and then off of the head and into the middle. Villa going to come out and collect that one before anybody can get to it. And he'll just sling it back in. Garcia knocks down Hernandez. Payton gets right back up, takes it away from him. Coming up the left wing, and he will get tackled, and we'll have a free kick from the 10. Yeah, you can't do that, Garcia. Sorry. So it'll be a free kick for the Wildcats. Another opportunity from fairly close in.
Lovington fans liking the fact that they've got a chance here. The fans have come alive.
This Gallegos will spot it out at the 20, so the 30-yard mark. As he'll put it, just a little header, and that one is in the cage and saved by Avila off the header. As that was Preciado who got the head on it. But now Roswell's got a 2-on-2 break. Turning on the Jets, going up. Lovington gets back, disrupts it just enough, and the tackle, Roswell wanted the penalty there. That one was clean. As Hernandez sends it back, and now we got a bouncing ball going to the left wing as Villa comes out, and he will kick it away. So it'll be a Lovington throw-in deep in Roswell territory. As business picks up with 12:15 remaining in regulation plus stoppage time and a 2-2 game.
Yeah, both teams would like to end this in regulation if you can. That's certainly more desirable.
I think everybody would probably like to see it end in regulation.
Sure. It is. It's a Tuesday night, school night for everybody, and a travel night back to Roswell.
And off of the header, another header, and Avila will save that one. Another save, his 11th of the match.
Something that I noted and we talked about in the pregame was just how many shots that Adrian Villa, averages in turning in as far as saves go per match. That's an
off of the head of Barunda.
Yeah, awful lot of shots on goal by opposing teams is what I'm trying to say.
Well, Lovington's got 13 of them now.
Right, and that seems to be the pattern against Roswell. So,
and Roswell's still sitting at. I've still got him with just 4 shots.
But 2 of those have found their way into the net. So
both of them on penalty kicks. Is that one out? So Roswell going to try and put a little pressure on now as the clock continues to move, as it always does in soccer. Except in very rare occasions. So the Coyotes on the throw-in will send it in, and Lovington just going to head that one out, and it'll go out the back line, and so it'll be a corner kick for the Coyotes. Just our second corner kick of the match, and Roswell's had both of them. 13:15 to go, plus stoppage time. I think forgetting to start the clock, the stoppage time should probably be about when the clock would hit 0. And not much of a corner kick, just a slow one in, and then sending it into the middle and trying to get the header off is the Coyotes. Lovington manages to put the head on it and the noggin on it before the Coyotes can, as they'll take it to the far side, send it into space, and Hernandez will just send that one bouncing back out into the Roswell bench. So midfield throw-in for the Coyotes. And a whistle, and we will have a minor infraction, turnover, Lovington ball. The Wildcats will toss it in as they try and get the run with Mendoza down the right line. Then onto the foot, slowing it down. Roswell just bumps a cat off of it. The Coyotes will try and start it back the other way, getting away from Hernandez. Now on the bouncer. Side kick for Perez. Preciado battles at midfield, and a man goes down, and it'll be a free kick from midfield. Minor infraction.
Just battling it out here as the clock ticks down toward 11 minutes left.
Kind of got the feeling that the team that makes the fewest mistakes is probably going to come out of this one victorious.
Or the team that can get lucky or pick up the pace and be a little more aggressive.
And on the free kick, Lovington gets the head on it first, but Roswell will control it, and then Lovington takes it away. Mendoza, though, then gets his pocket picked over on the far sideline. As Roswell has picked up the intensity, and a hard boot there as that one flies up.
Battle to control it.
Yes, there is in the midfield. Gallegos on the near side. He's got 3 Coyotes in the neighborhood. Saves it in, then gets pushed off of the ball by Valdivinos. But Gallegos controls it, but then Valdivinos
kicks it away.
Just
out
kicks
of
it away.
bounds.
Pardon me. That was Castillejos who just kicked it away. But it should be Lovington throw in. As Gallegos going to direct traffic a little bit as we click down towards 10 minutes remaining plus stoppage time. On the throw into the middle, settles down in the middle. Preciado not able to get to it. Back out to Hernandez, tries to give it to Gallegos. Back to Hernandez. He'll send it on towards net and leaping up and just over the crossbar. It's another field goal, but it doesn't count in this kind of soccer. But Hernandez sends that one high.
Very close.
Yes, it was very close. And another whistle as the ref
Yeah, Villa
talking to a couple of the players, and we've got a timeout too for
think
one of Roswell's players to tie a shoe.
As Villa came out and just
free kick for the Wildcats. Nope,
yeah,
it'll
he
just
booted
be
that away. He booted that and it went out of bounds.
So it's back, and it'll be a free kick for the Coyotes. 9:20 remaining plus stoppage time, 2-2. Here at Wildcat Stadium, Cats and the Coyotes. As Villa back downfield. As they will put the pressure on. They've got a 4-on-3 look. Lovington gets back quickly, and that one will go out onto the sponsor banner's far side. So a throw in for Roswell as they try and put the pressure on. Here late in the match. They are keeping 4 defenders back now, though. Choosing just to attack with 4, really. I'm going to bring a midfielder up now and into the middle of the pitch. Now they'll bring a couple extra attackers. Bouncer on towards net as Hayden will get to that one. Alexander, his 3rd stop of the match. Garcia's 2nd shot of the match. And back out to the midfield. Pretty good battle for it there with Preciado and a couple of Coyotes. Then into space, Hernandez goes back for it and just boots it away and out. Throw in on the far side for Roswell. Of course, game 1 of a Lovington doubleheader this week. Friday night, we'll be right back here at the Friendly Confines. We'll be next door in our normal booth, which for some reason they've taken over as the timekeeper's booth and for soccer. We're a little high school football action Friday night as Lovington will bring it up. Hernandez trying to get it to Mendoza and off the backside of Alva.
Trying to find a clear path and then to be able to take a shot or
now Mendoza coming in on the right wing. Centering pass knocked away by Alva, but out to Preciado, and he'll roll one in and stopped by Villa. Preciado's 2nd shot. Not a lot on that one. Let Villa get down to it and corral it. Lovington has had their opportunities. 15 shots on goal now to just 4 for Roswell High, but is Barunda going to send that one out by his own bench? Throw in for the Coyotes. And sub coming in for the Wildcats. Sub coming in for the Coyotes as well. 7 minutes. Jinx.
Yeah, I was just looking at the clock, glanced at it, and saw right at 7 left to play in the regulation.
Plus a little stoppage time.
Yep, still knotted up to a piece.
Yes, it is. So now Roswell trying to get something going, flashing through, trying to find some running room. Is Garcia. And it is out, so Lovington will have the throw in. Where'd it go out the back line? Kind of got the glare going on the glass here.
Excuse me. Yeah, it'll be Roswell to throw it.
It'll be Roswell to throw it in, okay. I thought it went off of a Coyote, but Lovington will take it on the throw in. And then tackle, no call, and a long shot wide, so no shot. But trying to get the bouncer through was Garcia. So does Lovington have another high press situation in them with 6 minutes to go, under 6 to go in regulation, plus stoppage time? If they've got it, if either team has it, they need to pull it out probably pretty quickly here.
Roswell seems to have been more content just dropping back and playing defense here rather than being very aggressive.
Being very selective in their attack.
Now they turn around.
Now
here
they've
we come.
got some room in and a bouncer in, and it'll be stopped by Alexander, his 4th stop of the match. As Garcia with another shot on goal. So now Gallegos losing it off of his foot. Sweeping it back over. 5 minutes remaining, plus stoppage time. Into the middle of the pitch with Sanchez. Sanchez leaves it over. A bouncer in as Alexander will knock it down. His 5th stop of the match.
What neither team has really managed to do very well. And Roswell, they're just taking these single shots on goal, not really working another striker up there or someone to pass it to try to, to try to split the goalie's attention and try to get a better angle.
Yeah, and crash in. That way, if you get a deflection.
Exactly.
We saw one of those against Carlsbad, and it was actually a deflection that.
But even just looking to pass and get an assist, so what seems to have been, pretty simple shots straight on and easily defended on each end of the goal, on each end of the field at the goals.
So back up is Lovington content to keep sending 6. Keeping 4 back. As Lovington's faithful, exhorting them to pick up the pace. The throw in for the Wildcats, and then a long kick over towards Avila. He'll come out and corral that one. Dangerous for him to come out like that.
Again, you got to be pretty sure. Your hands have got to be pretty sure that you're going to be able to catch it and control it.
Into the middle of the pitch with Preciado. He'll turn around. Was trying to get Gallegos, but back over to Roswell. The Coyotes to the far side. 3.5 plus stoppage time remaining. Battle at the midfield. Lovington gets it back. Trying to get a runner and a long bouncer, and that one will go wide as Avila comes out and will start it back the other way. An attempted little slide tackle, but Lovington giving Sanchez fits on the near side. Throw in for the Coyotes as we click down to 3 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Something tells me we may be heading for overtime.
I've noticed that Roswell's wins also have usually been lower scoring affairs. 2-1, 4-3. I mean, they're not coming out and just doing a whole lot offensively, but they're just playing a pretty good defense here.
Lovington gets their pocket picked there as the cat was Mendoza. But now into the middle of the pitch, and that one just wide of a breaking Coyote. And now Lovington going to try and bring it back down the other way. 2.5 remaining on the bouncer. Coming to Gallegos, near side. Has to settle it down. Comes towards the middle. Turns around. Fires and through the uprights again and over.
Everybody's been aiming high today for a lot of these shots. Not just Lovington.
Yes, they have been.
When they've missed, they've usually missed up in the air high or just wide.
So Roswell kind of sucking wind a little bit now as Lovington has picked up the pace.
And substitution, as you say that, got a sub coming in for Roswell.
So it will be Roswell ball. with 2 minutes. And so the bouncing ball goes through. All knotted up at 2. Minute and a half remaining in regulation plus stoppage time. Both teams going to try and get another flash through here late. Win this one in regulation. Foot race on the far side, and Roswell gets it into the middle of the pitch, and then in and into the back of the net with a minute remaining. And partying like it's 1999 is Martin Sanchez. His second goal of the game comes at the 19:31 mark of the second and gives Roswell the 3-2 lead. 30 seconds plus stoppage time remaining. So Lovington has got to find a way to do this one. 2 PKs for Roswell, the difference in this one. So the Cats will have just enough stoppage time to maybe put one more press on. They're going to have to bring everything, including the kitchen sink. And sending that one up and over the cage is Gallegos. And that'll be it. That'll do it.
Wow.
Has not a lot of stoppage time at all on that one, as Lovington will fall to 5-7 on the season. Roswell High will improve to 9-4. And Dawn, it looked like that was a game for Lovington to win, but Roswell found a way to do it. Scoring summary for you for the Roswell High Coyotes. They get one at the 18-minute mark on a PK by Farrell Garcia of the first. In the second, Martin Sanchez at 7:23, and then at 19:31. So, wow, that one very late and was the difference maker. For Lovington, Israel Barunda gets credit for the goal in the first. 2:56 expired in the first, and then Peyton Hernandez on a PK at 8:19 of the second, knotted it up at 2. But just at the last minute, it was, literally the last minute, Roswell High pulled that one out.
They did, and they will go up to 9, improving to 9-4 on the season. And they will be hosting Portales on the 28th, and then they start district at Hobbs on October 1st. And for Lovington, and that's it. That was the last tune-up. Now they start their district journey, and they fall to 5-7 on the season now. But they will be at Artesia next week for a very important match that's going to set the tone for their district season.
Yes, they will, and I have just been informed that our doubleheader this week has become a tripleheader, Dawn.
Really?
As we will be in Eunice, actually, at Joe Langston Gym on Tuesday night, as the Lady Cats will be volleyball taking on the Lady Cardinals. The Eunice crew, Jimmy and the crew, we're going to cover that, but they have unavoidable conflicts, so we will be doing that game now on Thursday night from Joe Langston Gym. Then, of course, right back here at the Friendly Confines on Friday night for Lovington and Artesia football. Looking forward to that one. 1 versus 2, 2 defending state champs, and, well, 2 teams that frankly just don't like each other very much. So it'll be a whole lot of fun, and we've still got a lot more sports to go this week.
We do. So watch for the posts on our Facebook page that will explain who's playing when and what time and how to watch and listen to your teams, especially our Lovington Wildcats and Lady Cats.
Certainly so. And with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on this one as the Roswell High Coyotes come from behind to get the 3-2 win here at Wildcat Stadium. For Evie Stuber, keeping an eye and an ear on things back at One Radio Square. For Abigail Schaus, for my partner in crime, Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long and thanks for watching. This has been an exclusive presentation of New Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Good night, everybody.